everyone, so I am here to give an update on where I'm at with my project for the month of October. So in terms of the course site, I made some changes to the homepage based on some user testing reports, and I have completed most of the modules. I have this one left to film and edit again because the videos had some technical difficulties, and this one was part of my user testing as to what the 8th module should be. So I just need to write that up, create that module, and then the course site will be done. So I mentioned user testing. That was a big part of what I got done this month. So I added on my blog, I added these links for the module planning documents, so you can see all the module planning for each of the 8 modules, website planning documents, and then also the user testing documents. So I was able to run a team user testing, which is with members of my team. So I had 4 team members, and all 4 of them participated. So I have the script that I wrote out in terms of what the usability testing would be. I used the same script with all of them, and I recorded them so I could get better notes. So ran that, and then there was 5 different task scenarios I asked them to run through, and then I had a couple of open-ended questions that I asked them to answer as well. I am in the process of writing up the results of that user testing, so taking those recordings and kind of transcribing those into the different areas and figuring out some action items from it. In terms of the website, I am kind of moving along. I have the website proposal plan done. I was waiting to meet with the web team to see what the space looked like in order to be able to figure out the wireframes. So I just did that, and in terms of that, it is going to be a little bit awkward looking because the space that we have to work with is basically this space right within here, so I can't change any of this information. I can add a couple things on here for our section, but I can't change that this will say all the help desk information. I can't change the recent news section. I can't really change any of this left-hand information, and so basically what will happen is our site will be a page under resources. So in terms of what that'll look like, instead of just saying frequently asked questions, forums, internal downloads, we'll get another page here that says something like digital learning team, and then I'll be able to use this middle space to kind of build out that information. So they had just implemented a service catalog, and that's not really what we're looking for. What we're looking for is if faculty are coming and they want to perform a certain service, how would we help them with that? So if they wanted to do something like improve student interactions in their classroom, they might not know that they want something that they might not want a tool called Poll Everywhere, which is a student response system. They probably wouldn't know that information. So we're coming at it a lot differently than a lot of the other IT websites and the other IT sections where they just assume you know what you're talking about. So we're thinking about things differently, and so I'm a little bummed out that I only have such a limited amount of space to work with, but if I can get this into a production environment, I will deal more with that. So some of the inspiration, just so you guys can see what I'm thinking about doing, is kind of this kind of Canvas help for faculty and staff from the law school is a similar kind of thing. We can do a quick help guide, and then you can always, jazz up some accordions. You see with add some videos or some images that makes it a little bit more interesting. The other page we've talked about doing is something more like this. This is a team over at the University of Cincinnati that has a really similar support model that we have, same kind of members of their team. So you see that the team is instructional designers, which is another word for learning designers, and instructional technologists, which is basically what our team is. They have this really nice welcome video that tells you who the team is, what they do. I'm not super keen on their vision statement being so prominent, but I like the introduction and actually seeing what they do. They kind of walk through some of the stuff like course development, planning and implementation, what services they provide, and is again very similar to us, so we can do something similar to this. I really liked this faculty resources page in terms of it just is visually interesting, and it also offers just some really well laid out interesting things about the kind of support that they do. So again, we offer similar kinds of support, so we might try to do something like this. Their faculty supports page, I feel, is limited compared to the rest of the site. It looks kind of weird, so hopefully we would be able to do something that would keep the site looking a little bit more even. The other thing that happened in the month of October that I was not expecting to happen so soon was I gave birth to my daughter. So there she is. I gave birth to her on Sunday. So we're home now and working through things, and I'm working on my project and off of work on maternity leave, so hoping to get more done, and we'll see how things go. I'm interested to see what everybody else is working on, and I look forward to providing some feedback for you guys. In terms of feedback, I'm looking for just anything you think I could do for the website with that limited space. How you think that I could make that work for me instead of against me would be great. And in terms of the course site, I can send the link out to anybody who wants to review it. And any suggestions on improvements for that